In this video, we are going to discuss about another refinement to grammars that we do before we can actually start parsing. And this is known as left factoring. So let's see what we mean by left factoring. So left factoring is required when we have productions of this type. I have a production starting with A, okay, of A, starting with alpha beta, or the choice is alpha gamma, where alpha, beta and gamma are all strings of terminals and non-terminals of that grammar. So when I have a choice like this, then you can see that this production of A starts with alpha. Both production starts with alpha. So now for the parsing, I am confused as to which of the production to be used, because if I look at the next input symbol to be processed, if I get an alpha, then I don't know whether to apply the first production or the second production. So in such a situation, we need to remove this common factor, that is alpha, and rewrite this grammar or this production rule in a different way. So what do? We will rewrite it in this manner. So we'll rewrite this production like this: A equal to alpha A dash. So we have taken out the common factor, and for A dash, I may either have beta or I may have gamma. So when I see an input alpha, I will always use the first production rule. And then when I have to expand A dash, then I can either choose to expand it with beta or with gamma. So this is known as your left factoring. This is known as left factoring. Let us see a few examples. So suppose I have something like this. If statement derives the keyword if followed by expression followed by some statement, or it can be the keyword if followed by some expression followed by some statement followed by the keyword else followed by some statement. So this follows our same problem of alpha, beta or alpha, gamma. So here our alpha here is this whole part. If expression statement. So this is our alpha. And our beta is what? This single statement. Oh, sorry. Beta is beta in this case is epsilon, is nothing more. Okay. And gamma here is our else statement. So I can rewrite these productions as if statement is if expression then statement, if expression followed by statement followed by another new symbol we will use. Say let's call it else part. Okay, and what is else part? Else part is either epsilon in this case, or it is the keyword else followed by statement. So this is where we have done some left factoring. One more example, the last example here. Say E derives T plus E or T. So in this derivation, both of the two productions of E starts with T. So we can rewrite it as E derives T E dash. And what is E dash? E dash in the first case is plus E, or in the second case is epsilon. So this is known as your left factoring. Now, in the last few videos, we had seen three things. We had seen grammars with ambiguity, we had seen grammars with ambiguity, then we had seen grammars with left recursion, and we had seen grammars with which required left factoring. So all these three are some problems or issues that are there with grammars. Ambiguity, more than that, a grammar which generates more than one leftmost or rightmost derivation. Left recursion, where in case of left recursion, we may have a parser. When we try to write a parser, it may go into an infinite loop. And left factoring is where we cannot decide which production rule to be used next. So to avoid all these problems, we saw that how we could rewrite. In all these three cases, we had to rewrite the grammar. We had to rewrite the grammar. Now, when we rewrote the grammar, the language that was accepted by that grammar remains the same. It's just that the production rules were written in a different way. So, once all this is done, removal of ambiguity, removal of left recursion, and left factoring, we are now ready to write our parsers. Okay, so context-free grammar, we cannot just directly take it and write the parser for it. We have to look at these three issues, solve these problems, and then we are ready to write the parser. So in the next few videos, we will be discussing about the different parsing techniques and how we can use, we can see how removal of all these three, how our parser writing will become comparatively easier.